What is good, everybody? Welcome back for episode 2 of Big Boy Talk. And we got my main man, Mr. Ghost Man himself in the building. How you doing, sir?
Friday, so it's all good in the hood.
I hear that, brother. I hear that. Ain't nothing like a Friday, right? A good Friday on top of that.
Well, there is Saturday.
So we got a hefty amount of topics to talk about here, but we're gonna try to keep it short and sweet for y'all. This way you're not, taken away from your family or whatever you were doing on this evening. So we're just gonna try to keep it quick. I think y'all missed the last week or two because I've been out sick. As y'all can still hear, I don't fully have my voice. So excuse me if there's a little bit of unprofessionalism on my side. I'm getting better slowly but surely. So, sir, let's talk about it, right? X-Men 97 episode 3 came out. Um, the series has been, to me, up and down. It's been an up and down series because episode 1 was a little slow. You kind of question why they were bothering with some of this stuff. Episode 2 was great, picked up, everything's on fire, the fights are amazing. It's like, okay, boom. You get left with a nice cliffhanger. And then episode 3, it left me asking why. So in episode 3, for those that watched it, I want to let you know now spoilers coming if you didn't see it. So you skip this part of the video.
Like you skipping this part of the video.
I know you are. It says you are on your end, so I don't know what's going on. They have been working on stuff over here,
Yeah,
so
you froze up for a second.
yeah, I believe it because they've been working on stuff over here. So it's got some questionable stuff going on.
Strange
Um,
things.
yes. So episode 3, they pick up from the cliffhanger in episode 2 with the gene double. Actual gene, and that the gene that they've been with all along is actually the double, the one that's the double. And long story short, the double and Scott had a kid, Nathan. For those who don't know from the comic books, Nathan Summers is actually Cable. So in the end, they have to send their son into the future because he's sick from something Mr. Sinister does to him. Right? That's long story short because I don't want to ruin the episode for those that haven't seen it. I highly suggest you go watch it. I'm not a fan of the episode. It's kind of all over the place. And one of the things they did that bothered me was make Magneto look absolutely pointless. He looked absolutely pointless. They once again hinted at Morph having feelings for Wolverine. What are your thoughts on that? How do you feel about them pushing the emotional side of Morph with Wolverine?
It's not new to Marvel. I mean, there's
It's
the
not.
there's also the same Marvel universe where I think it's Colossus and somebody have like this all out like complete gay relationship, and then they break up, and then they start both dating women again, and it's just like Marvel's messy with stuff like that. The voice actor himself came out and said Morph is non-binary, and people gave him a little flack, and basically they gave him crap for that, for Morph, for the voice actor saying Morph is non-binary. So once I heard that, that kind of told me that okay, yeah, this is gonna pop up sooner than later. They're doing all of their, hey, let's do some crazy stuff in the first season, and if we survive that season, then maybe we can work some of that in here or there just to change storylines and whatnot. So I mean, question is, are the Wolverine fans, and there's very, very many of the Wolverine fans, are they going to allow something like that to slide? And if they feel like they can get away with it, I think the showrunners are going to go ahead and just kind of slide that in there. Our most manly, whatever character that you want to call him, is now gay or bisexual or bi-curious or whatever allotment of labels they want to throw on it. But yeah, even their most masculine character could be swinging both ways, as they say.
So they haven't done that yet. Wolverine so far, he locked eyes with Jean, the actual Jean, and his love for her was expressed, shown through his tears and her tears. And she was like, "Oh," she was reading his mind. She was like, "You really feel that way for me?" So he still loves Jean, and this is very much shown in that episode. And he's still on the jokey phase with Morph. I don't think he knows exactly what Morph feels for him. So I don't know if they're gonna touch that. If they do, I'm one of those Wolverines fans you was talking about.
Going
I
to
would be a little bit bothered, you
I
know,
mean,
with them
that's how
going down that road.
they did it in the Colossus art. It was kind of like a jokey thing. It was like, oh wait, you're serious? And then all of a sudden, like 2 comics later, they're dating.
Yeah, I don't want them to go that way with it. I don't. I'm gonna be honest, I don't. And they got to realize if they go that way with it, this is going to foreshadow the whole movie that's about to come out with him in it. You kind of I'm maybe I'm the only one that feels this way, but if you do this with Wolverine now, when that movie comes out, it's going to go in a different direction than what you thought. People are going to still go see it because it's Deadpool, right? But you're not going to get the same reaction for Wolverine that you would have prior because of we feel like you're bending the character from what he's supposed to be.
But
We know
then,
Wolverine, huh?
but see, when you say you're bending the character from what he's supposed to be, there's going to be people who are going to say you're not making it all inclusive. If you're going to say this character can't be gay, but this character can be gay, it's like I feel like you don't have to say that. Oh, well, we're anti lesbian or LGBT or you're homophobic, but you don't have to introduce it in the first place. Why
That's what
are
I'm getting
these?
at.
Why are any of these characters like sexualized? Even the
And they've
straight
been
ones.
this so it's crazy that you say that because when you look at this season, it's very there's a lot of sexual innuendos and the way they do a lot of the movement of the characters supposed to be a very sexy type movement. They're very much sexualizing the X-Men this series, like more than what they ever did in the past. And I don't know if they know it's because, okay, yeah, children watch us, but it's more adults watching us that used to watch the original series back in the day. So we're really making this for them. I don't know if that's it.
It's so if you've ever seen the Mindy Kaling version of Scooby Doo,
I believe so.
where I think Velma is like a lesbian or something like that, and then there's like all this sexual stuff. It's Scooby Doo, but you might want to be 16, 17, or 18 plus to see this because it's
Yeah.
clearly sexual. And it's like they're like, okay, we're gonna take the X-Men, do what she did with Scooby Doo, but instead of having it up at an 8 or a 9 sexuality wise, we're gonna dial it down to a 7 or 6 and slowly kind of indoctrinate people into it. That's what I feel like you're kind
Yes.
of explaining to me.
It's kind of that's kind of what it is. I mean, it's almost scary how sexual it is. Whether you go with, like at one point, Morph is going through the schedule for the War Room, and it's constantly saying that Rogue and Magneto are going to be using like hours at a time, and then Morph makes a comment to Gambit and goes, "I guess she's really testing her stamina." And it's like Gambit gets pissed and walks away. And it's like, okay, a little adult comedy, I get it. But then you have a scene, because again, this is why I say you got to go watch it. It's a horror film, you know. Wolverine from that point says, "Hey, I'm going to check on Jean," and Morph goes, "Oh well, it's just me again." He's like, I'm gonna go hit the showers or whatever," because they just came out of the war room, you know. So Wolverine walks away, but when Morph goes to walk away, he's in the bathroom. The shower starts by itself because now the Madeline Pryor's starting a nightmare in there, and he looks in the shower. It's Wolverine, and he's like, "What's wrong? One too many redheads up there for you?" And he's like, "Morph, stop kidding. Stop kidding. Get in here. Uh, I know." And again, this is where I told you they were hitting at it. And Morphe's like, "Huh? You know? What do you mean?" And he makes a joke about scratching his back or whatever, using a claw to scratch his back, whatever. But that's them hinting at it. But Wolverine wasn't actually involved, even though that's what Morph was seeing. It was all a figment of his imagination. But Wolverine himself wasn't actually involved in that part. So that's why I say they're hinting towards Morph's feelings for Wolverine, but they haven't actually brought Wolverine in that direction. Wolverine has still been seeing Morph as like a best friend and been in love with Jean. And it's been showing that way through the whole series so far. So I'm hoping it kind of stays that way, because you don't want to. I feel like if you do move him in that direction, it kind of takes away from what we know Wolverine to be over his history. Now, I understand they make all types of changes all the time. And am I saying that I'm going to be 100% against if they do something like that, Wolverine? No, but I'm going to look at the character different, absolutely. Because now you got to go back over the past of the character. There's, you know what I mean? You got to delve through everything he did, and you got to see it changes your perspective of what that meant, what certain meaning things meant for that character in past actions.
Right, you got to
You know
follow
what I'm saying?
his growth arc.
Yeah. So that's why I think they shouldn't do it, because a whole part of his pain is the fact that he's loved these women in his life, and losing them hurt him to this point. You know what I mean? And losing them to other men hurt him to this point. So you can't have him then turn around and have feelings for another man,
Well,
because your whole
that was
hatred.
that's what I was saying about the Colossus arc. Like they had this relationship for I don't know however long it covered in the comics, like actual time in the comics could have been a year or so, and then they're like so in love, and then all of a sudden they break up, and like two comic books later, they both are back dating women. It's like, so what's the whole point of this?
Yeah, it's them just exploring. And
It's
that's
like,
and
oh,
I
it's like,
kind of
oh,
don't want them to do that, because now you got multiple character arcs you have to follow. So don't do this because you're going to take them off the character arc you're already following, is what I'm saying. Just like the whole thing, like you said, episode 2, Storm lost her powers. She got shot by that gun, lost her powers. Well, she ran into Forge at the end of the episode, and supposedly Forge was going to try to help her get her powers back.
yeah, they always
So
do this thing where they make them weak and weakened, and they have to have an emotional journey to get back to where they were. Is I mean, they did that with Jackson, the Mortal Kombat movie, where he lost his arms and he didn't know what he was going to do. He basically just gave up on everything, and then
mhm.
all of a sudden he had this one brave scene and his arms grow back and they're cybernetic and he's just kicking everybody's ass. But for 45 minutes out of the movie, he was just some punk motherfucker who just was so
Yeah,
upset that
what the
Sub-Zero took his
original Mortal
arms away.
Kombat movie, right? It was like Mortal Kombat 1 or Mortal Kombat 2. One of the original ones. Yeah.
No, the one that came out like 2 years ago.
I could have sworn that one. Oh no, you know what? You're right. That's what I was just
Sub-Zero
seeing in
froze
my
his
head
arms and
when they
ripped
were
them off.
walking in the little. They were walking in the little thing, and then the guy built arms for him. And yeah, yeah. No, you're right.
No, it was like his power thing. He had these like little cheap arms, and
Yeah,
then
that's what
all
I'm
of
saying. They built the
right.
little cheap things to attack. Yeah,
Then
and
all of
then
a
once
sudden
he
he did
got,
something brave, and he got his super arms. He's like, oh yeah, I can punch a hole through somebody now. And it's like, bro, you were acting like a punk ass for 45 minutes, crying about everything, and now you Superman.
hmm but it's Mortal Kombat, right? That's what a lot of the character arc is in Mortal Kombat.
But I
So
mean, they
it's
do it
that
in
that's one of
Marvel
those
too.
things we let slide. But X-Men, you can't have, you know what I mean? Because Storm never showed weakness in this. Was she?
Right.
I mean, except for when she walked in the room, the thunder, it was thunder and lightning, and it scared her, which is not normal. So that's the only weakness she showed was really that she felt like she was missing a part of herself. But she
Right.
never showed a weakness towards like she was strong. She said, "I'm going to tackle my life differently now. I'm going to go find something else to do." So I appreciated that because that's who her character has always been. She's always been I'm a find the way type person.
Right.
So I applaud that for them sticking to who her character is. And now with this happening with Forge, and then you got Bishop's going back to the future with Nathan, which is Cyclops' baby. It's episode 4 has to be crazy because out of the 3 they've put up, it's making the series kind of meh. It's meh. It's not. I know there's people out there that absolutely love it. They're saying it's phenomenal. It's the best thing going. But I think it's just meh. It's okay. I mean, certain things, like I said, could have been better, but it is pretty good. It keeps me watching. Now, um, and let's bring that into to come up pretty good and keeping people watching. Let's go to the NFL rule change here. Now, I know a lot of people don't bother to keep up with the rule changes that happen throughout the NFL and things like that. But we were discussing earlier some of the things they changed and the kickoff rule, which I actually like the kickoff rule because now you're probably going to see a lot more people start returning kicks. Yeah, yeah. Um, you're going to start seeing a lot more people return kicks now. So from the rules, the NFL changes. Which one do you think was the biggest rule change they had?
So I didn't study the onside kick return rule. The kickoff rule, I have to say they did steal from the XFL, which is great because the NFL stole from the Big Three league. But the fact that people are actually acknowledging that yes, the big leagues are now stealing stuff that are working in other leagues to make their league better, as opposed to being like, yeah, that's working great, but we'll never do it. Because remember the first XFL, you basically like you have to. I think you got the ball from like the 5 or the 10 if you were going for it or something like that. The 2 if you were going for it, but the field goal was moved back to like the 15 or the 20 for the extra point. And yeah, after they failed, the NFL did then pick that up. But the onside kick rule, I mean, the kickoff rule is going to be the biggest change because it's going to penalize people for not returning kicks. And let's be honest, returning kicks is like, it's one of the most exciting plays for most people besides, those big bomb plays that go down the field. Like, you thought, oh, it's kickoff time? Like, everybody loves kickoff. So the fact it dropped down to 22%, and now they've brought it back to the point where if your kickoff guy isn't returning it, you're at the 20, not the 25. If it doesn't at least go in between that landing zone of 0 and 20, you get at the 40 now. So kicking out the back of the end zone ain't really going to be as prosperous as it was. The amount of skill in a kicker is really going to matter now, because we used to do that where we would kick it short, let it bounce to like the 15-yard line, and if the guy picked it up off the ground, our guys would have an advantage as far as being able to go and tackle the guy. So having a kicker like Justin is great because, yes, he has the leg to do it, but he's accurate with it. When you have the guy who I believe is from the Cowboys, who just everything goes out the back of the end zone, like he don't even try and it goes out the back of the end zone. Now he has to figure out a way to dial it back without messing up his technique. So that 22% return rate that we had, now we can actually get back to guys returning kicks.
Yeah, I mean, it's a penalty now. I mean, you kick it out the back of the end zone, you're putting a guy on the 30-yard line. They wanted to make it or it's the 35, I think. They wanted to make it like the 45. And they were like, no, let's make it a little, a little less than that. And they dialed it back. So it should be an interesting year because we got some good returners in the league. And you're going to start seeing now the wide receiver room's got to get deeper now. You're going to need that fifth, sixth receiver that's going to be a return specialist. You're going to need that fourth running back who knows how to got some wiggle and make some returns.
You got a corner that got them Ed Reed type moves. He might make the team now.
Yeah, you're bringing back a position that's been long forgotten in the league now. That was made famous by guys like Dante Hall, Crowder. So it's going to be, it should be fun. It should be fun. Kickoffs should start to be fun again. Now, one of the other major rule changes was the hip drop tackle. And me and you talked about this last year during the season. One of the games, I think it was against the Steelers. This was done to the Ravens on multiple occasions, once to Lamar, once to Mark Andrews. And I believe
it was the Bengals. It was their safety.
Bengals? Okay.
It was their safety.
Yeah, okay.
And he did it to Lamar and somebody else. And I saw RG3 put out a thing like, oh, this is going to give more points to the offense. Well, see, when you're doing a hip drop tackle, you're grabbing the guy and then dropping your body weight. There's never been a reason why hitting a guy or jumping on a guy and dragging him down hasn't worked.
Yeah.
If you have to grab a guy by the waist and then kick your legs around to take his legs out, it don't make sense in the first place. There's like the percentage of hip drop tackles versus regular tackles is probably 20-30%. And guys usually only do hip drop tackles when they just don't use their correct form.
Yeah. So they're essentially now, if you're in that position, you pretty much just got to let the guy go or try to climb up his back and try something else. But you can't just drop down anymore.
You could dive at the guy still, and that would knock him off balance. I mean, I've never understood why you would get so close that you would grab a guy around his waist and then fall. Like I've never had to hip drop tackle anybody, and I've tackled some pretty big guys.
No, I understand that. I understand that. But for those guys that are in that position, the lighter guys, those corners, safeties, when they're in that position, where they're running up against a Derrick Henry, and they just kind of dive and grab him around the waist. There's no more. Once your feet start dragging, you just got to let go. There's no lifting up and dropping down on your knees like you used to.
You could still hold on to them, and you could still.
Yeah, no. They're going to hold on, right, but they're going to get drugged.
You have to realize I wasn't 220, 230 all the time. I was 165 until I was like 21, 22. So when I'm hitting motherfuckers, they're my size or bigger, and I'm 160. So if you're going to hit somebody and you're going to hit them properly, you're going to knock them off their balance. Like, I don't care what way I had to do it. I've never used the hip drop. When I saw what it was, I was like, so what is the point of that when you could have literally hit them at full speed? Hip
So
drop is
my
you getting close enough and then grabbing them and then trying to fall down. When I
so
mean, if
my
I'm running faster, you
instances
have to dive.
my instances have been different. I was the guy that was running the ball, and they couldn't bring me down no matter how hard they hit me. And even with when you got a guy who's got superior balance, even when you hit him, if you knock him off balance, he can regain that like that. Guys like Derrick Henry, that's what they do. So when guys used to hit me when I played football, I was stout, but I was only, I think my peak football weight was like 185, 200. They couldn't get me off my feet. So guys would, whether perfect tackling for them, it didn't matter. I was dragging guys. They come at me perfect form. I'm lowering the shoulder and I'm dragging them. So I think you got to take that into account. It's not like the running back or whoever you're diving at isn't going to defend themselves against being tackled. They are. They're going to lower the shoulder. They're going to stiff arm. They're going to do these things, and a lot of that stuff is what ends up in the tackle. Because think about it, when it happened to Lamar, he's scrambling out to his right. The guy goes and dives at him. He stiff armed him, but the guy still had enough reach to wrap his arms around him, and that's when he dropped his legs, and he hip drop tackled him. So it's more. That's why now it's going to be one of those situations where if you're trying and say Lamar throws that stiff arm, he's gonna just he can't drop on him now. He's just got to stay on him and hope to bring him off balance or different things like that. It's going to be difficult for him to for these defenders to just say, okay, no more hip drop. I got to figure out. It's going to be. I think it's going to be an upkick and penalties to start the year until guys get used to not doing that. And before we continue,
I'm defensive, always defensive. But if I were to try and grab you, cool, you got the stiff arm, but I'm still holding onto your waist. I know if I just pause, because I don't know how this is going to work out. If I just let go a little bit, I'm going to be in the thigh area. I can grab on, spin, and you're going to leave your feet. Like somebody has your leg and they spin, you're going to leave your feet. We've seen it all the time where a guy comes across, he's smaller, guy kind of gets him off of him, but he still has a hold of him and he spins to get the guy off of his feet. And a hip drop tackle is only possible really from behind the guy. You have to be behind, you have to be at the side or behind somebody. Like if you're in front of them, it's practically impossible.
yeah, like I said, it's unless it's Derrick Henry or Lamar Jackson.
It's techniques as a football player, especially on defense, and I'm defense first. You have to figure out a way. You have to know how to tackle. Throwing your body into somebody is not tackling.
Agreed.
Will
Agreed.
you get Derrick Henry down as effectively? Maybe, maybe not. But you possibly injuring him to get him down, that ain't goddamn football. And trust me, I love
You're
Sean
right.
Taylor
No, I
type
agree with
hits.
that.
I love Sean Taylor type hits, but if you have to risk injuring a guy to get him down, learn how to do your job.
I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. Hold on, we got another infamous co-host here. Mr. J the Six is in the building.
It was good, man.
What's good, sir?
I know I'm fast.
So listen,
man. That's my bad.
ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But I got you here. Let me get your thoughts on the NFL rule changes and which one you think is going to have the biggest effect on the league.
Mhm.
Whether it be the hip drop tackle, the new kickoff rule, and also we didn't mention it. Coaches now get a third challenge if they win just one of their first two challenges. So you don't have to win both. You just got to win one.
What's the one
I
side
say the
kick?
hip drop. I say the hip drop though, because I think a lot of the dudes, especially like offensive players, going that fast, it's kind of hard to like properly tackle. It's like it's a split second of decision. Like you be damned if they get more yards or a touchdown on you. But at the same time, you want to get flagged, fined and all that. So I can see that being problematic the first couple weeks, if not the whole season. The third challenge, I'm not really. We're gonna maybe see it like maybe a couple times, but you gotta win. It's like you gotta get it right the first time, like first 2 times in the first place. So, and then the kickoff return, I don't know. I haven't given that one that much thought.
So for Ghost there, Mr. Bazel, he wanted to know what the onside kick rule was. The onside kick rule, basically,
You
if you're
gotta
going to
tell them
perform an
now.
onside kick, you have to inform the other team that you're doing an onside kick.
That's the lame. That
There's-
one was lame and unnecessary.
Yeah, there's no more surprise onside kicks, no more catching guys off guard, which I think is kind of a bad change because it's one of those things where
Everybody gets a trophy.
it takes a little shock factor out of the game, you know?
Hey,
You can't
now
come
the
out of
thing
half
is,
now and go, "Oh, we're gonna sneak an onside kick here."
my thing
I
is,
don't
if
know.
you
You have to tell them when I'm
Go
doing
ahead.
play action now or what?
Oh
Hey, it's
man,
gonna look pretty, but it's a pass. Don't worry. Like the hell?
hey, we're gonna go this way
yeah,
with the
that's a bit of
ball.
a questionable. That's a bit of a questionable rule change there. I'm not really a fan of that one
Sounds like somebody was
at
too
all.
good at it and somebody else got mad.
I don't know. We'll see. I do like the other two changes, the kickoff and the hip drop tackle to protect the players. And I'm gonna assume that's we can't hit in the NFL no more anyway. You can't hit high. You can't hit low. Now, if you wrap the middle and you can't bring them down, you got to let them go. Are they also possibly doing this not just for the safety of the players, but for
What they're
more
saying.
offensive production in these games?
I mean, that's
Really
what
helps the
they're saying.
offense that much. It will create highlight plays, but even if I grab you and you try to drag me, somebody's gonna get there like pretty quickly. These guys are running 4.40s.
Mhm.
So if I get my hands on you for half of a second, even if you get me off of you, like there's 3 other guys that are hauling ass to basically clean you up.
Jay, what do you think?
With that, especially with the hip drop, like especially the way I'm thinking is like maybe the rare cases you get like a 6'5", 6'6", tight end, and then you got this 5'9", 5'10", no QB. Like what do you want him to do?
Just let him go. Apparently, just
You
let him
still
go.
can drag. You still can drag him down. You just can't drop your. So the definition of a hip drop tackle is when a guy locks you around the arms and he drops his body weight on your legs. It's not the dropping of the body weight. It's that you
Oh,
drop your
no,
body weight
no,
on
it's
their
the dropping of the
legs.
body weight in general. I believe the rule says dropping of the body weight in general. So if you're behind the player and you grab him and you drop your body weight, you can't do it anymore. You
Well, if
can't
you
do it
drop your
anymore.
body weight
So you
behind the
essentially
player, you're
gotta.
going to be on the legs.
So you essentially gotta grab. No. So the breakdown of the rule is you grab them by the waist or hip area, and you just drop your body weight. So you essentially now have to plant your feet in the ground and take them off their feet and slam them. But we all know when you do that, they also give you a penalty for that, for unnecessary roughness. So again, I guess we're gonna have to wait and see how it plays out for us to really decide if that rule is going to be as helpful as we want it to be, or is it just going to be another penalty causing rule?
The NFL defines a hip drop tackle as the defender who grabs the runner with both hands or wraps with both arms and unweights himself by swiveling and dropping his hips and or landing on and trapping the runner's legs.
Yeah, but you see how it says and or, so it's saying you can't wrap your arms on or grab, and then drop your weight or land on their legs. So either or. So if you drop your weight, you're still breaking that rule.
I feel like the essence of this rule is kind of like the horse collar tackle.
It's gonna be by ear. What do the refs think is going on?
Yeah, but I think
You know what
the
I'm
letter
saying?
of the law is kind of just like the one that basically put T.O. out, grabbing somebody by the horse collar, and then it breaks that bone because of the way their foot might land. I
Yeah.
think really
But if you
they're pretty
notice,
much saying if you drop your hips, especially after you grab a guy from behind, like even if you drop your hips and you're not trying to, you have a high chance of
it's still
landing
gonna
on a
be a
guy's
penalty. Yeah.
legs. I
Yeah.
think it's more injury thing than anything. Because could you imagine if that guy from Cincinnati had done that and Lamar was out for the rest of the year? The whole
Oh
NFL would have
yes.
been different.
Outraged. And the league would have been outraged. So listen, hear me out, right? You brought up the horse collar tackle. Now, if you notice the horse collar tackle, it's evolved. It's not just grabbing the back of the pad anymore, that neck area. You can't even grab the jersey by the nameplate. If you grab the jersey by the nameplate, they're calling a horse collar. I've seen it several times last year where a guy grabbed the back of the jersey and just pulled the jersey, right? And because he grabbed the nameplate, if you grab anywhere in that nameplate, it's considered a horse collar tackle.
I
So
mean, it's
it's
pulling
going
him
to
down by the
that's
same area.
yeah, but the original layout of that was to grab the inside the neck area of the back of the jersey because they were grabbing their gear and pulling them down. Now it's if you pull the nameplate in general. You see what I'm
If
saying?
you're
So I
if you're
think it's gonna be the
grabbing,
same thing where this rule is gonna evolve over time.
it probably will. But if you're thinking of like if you grab him by the inside of the gear or you grab him by the nameplate, it evokes the same motion from the guy who's been grabbed. Like that guy comes
That's
down the same way.
yes, but what the point I'm making is that originally the nameplate that wasn't part of the penalty. It evolved. So I'm
Right.
thinking the same thing with this. I think it's going to evolve. You know,
I
give it.
think
You're going to give it a
it
year
will
and another.
evolve too. But it's like as players find a way around it, it will evolve and update because if you think about it, you say, okay, I can't swivel and do this, but if I do it this way now, like what I was
Yeah,
trying to explain to you earlier, if you do it all as one motion, the guy's less likely to get hurt, and you would carry more momentum as one motion. The fact that guys grab onto a guy and then do it, it doesn't make sense to me because if you're tackling somebody, you would have the most effectiveness doing it all as one motion.
yeah.
To
It's. I
grab
don't know.
onto
It's
the
going
guy
to be
and then
interesting.
drop your weight doesn't make sense. If
Yeah,
I'm on the side of you, I'm going to do it in one motion because I can do it in one motion, turn my body, use that momentum to either get you out of bounds or at least get you to twist and leave your feet.
yeah.
So it's ways to do
It's
it
going.
without dropping your hips on the guy's leg.
It's going to be a. It's going to be an interesting season, to say the least. As far as these new rules go, I'd love to see how these things happen. Also, talking about the NFL here, let's look at the NFL offseason so far. And what has been your favorite move or the biggest move to you of the all season thus far? Jay, you want to start off on that one?
To the biggest move, that's like free agency or what we talking about?
Yeah, the biggest move thus far for any team in the offseason.
It's been a couple though. I do like Saquon to the Eagles is interesting. Daniel Hunter going to the Texans. The team to team up with Will Anderson. That could be something. even though I'm biased with this one. But Derrick Brown teaming up with H.R. Robinson in the run game, low key tough. H.R. Robinson was holding his own next to I was about to say but Aaron Donald. And if you can do that next to Aaron Donald, I'm not saying Derrick Brown is Aaron Donald level because nobody is. But if you bring that same energy to the run game with us, I don't know. Our defense might actually be nice instead of stats wise, and then we still giving up hella points and touchdowns. And then we signed Javen Clowney. So I don't know. But definitely, Saquon to the Eagles because one for fantasy reasons, because the Eagles O-line is still elite, even though Jason Kelsey retired. And two, are they gonna do the birthday shove more or less?
Make an adjustment to that.
What was that, Ghost?
I thought they made an adjustment to how you can perform or execute that move.
Oh, I didn't hear about it.
I don't know.
They were at least talking about it, but I'm going with Hollywood to the Chiefs. We're really going to see if Mahomes can air it out.
Yeah.
That's the one I was gonna go with. Hollywood to the Chiefs. I mean, that's almost otherworldly, right? You did
That's
the
a whole
one
new
thing you
dimension.
couldn't do as the NFL was allow Pat Mahomes to get another weapon, and you did. I mean, people say, and I've said from day one, I don't think Hollywood's a number one, but he doesn't have to be with Kansas City because of Kelsey, because of Rashee Rice.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because of Pacheco in the run game. And then you got that guy at quarterback. It's going to be a scary offense over there. The other one I would say, as much as I'm not a fan of this guy as a quarterback, I don't think he's that good, but it's the Falcons getting Kirk Cousins. And not for the reasons you think. Not for them, but more so for a team like Washington. Because now you're not worried about the Falcons trying to trade up and take one of those quarterbacks. You're Washington, you need a quarterback. You know what I mean? There's teams out there that need a quarterback that ain't got that number one pick. Now you're looking at Atlanta and saying, what are you going to do in the draft now, Atlanta? Because they're not going QB. So I think it was big in the sense of other teams now have a chance to get that quarterback.
If you're Atlanta, the QB desert that they are, you're going to put a guy in the wings because Kirk isn't going to make another 4 or 5 years.
Roughly, I agree.
I can agree with that, but I don't think they take a guy in the first round now, early first.
Like second, third.
I don't think you know what I mean. Second, third. Might look at a Michael Penix Jr. in the second. You know.
Well, since Matt Ryan to Kirk, can you name how many QBs they've had that you would not want starting on the Ravens? You don't even want Kirk starting on the Ravens.
All of them?
Exactly. They drafted Matt Ryan and rode that horse for 12 years, 12 or 13 years. And now that Matt Ryan is gone, they've seen what it's like not to have a QB. So, yes, you signed Kirk for 4 years. He may retire before that 4th year or just at that 4th year. You need a guy who's already ready. You don't want to wait to the 4th year and then draft a guy.
Right.
Shout out LBHT, Jose, one half of that stellar podcast that y'all need to go check out ASAP. And I think they're close to how many is it? Listen, they're about to hit
almost 2,000.
2,000. Okay. They're almost at 2,000. I need you to go sub and get them there. And then like, share, subscribe, and get everybody there. All right. Get everybody here, get everybody there immediately.
Look, I tried to buy Brodney's steak in LBHT. That didn't work out.
Yeah, I remember that. Now, again, Kirk Cousins has fleeced the league, got another fantastic contract that works his way.
For like $411 million.
Does he not have the freaking best agent to ever grace the NFL at this point.
Oh, for sure.
I wouldn't
He's the
say
one
he-
that started
I wouldn't even
all
say
that
he has the
guaranteed
best.
money in the first place.
I wouldn't even say he has the
Exactly.
best agent. He landed in a situation where, like anybody should, he took advantage of the then Redskins, now Commanders. He took
I mean, it wasn't
advantage
just
of their
them though.
owner being idiot. But
It
that's what
wasn't
he
just
got.
them though. He did it to
That's what he
Minnesota as
got
well.
almost. Yeah, but he got almost 90 million out of the Commanders alone.
Well, when you're when you're a QB hungry franchise, that's what happens, right?
Well, that's the thing.
And
They didn't want to sign him when they had a chance, and then okay, well, we'll let you play on the franchise. Then after he played on the franchise a couple times, he was like, actually, I'm going to see what somebody else will pay me. And the Vikings, who were desperate for a QB at the time, which was just the right timing, he was like, either I can sign back with them, or you could give me this much. And since the Redskins were still trying to go back and sign him, the Vikings were pretty much just like, we might be able to win now. We need a QB. And they gave him what he wanted. And then they drafted Jefferson. It was like, we might still could win now. We need to keep our QB. And they gave him what he wanted. And then the Falcons, they haven't had a QB since Matt Ryan. So this is the best QB that
well, you
they've
know
ever
what?
seen in their lives.
Dumb as me is the Falcons because in an off season where you got a number of QBs in the draft, I think you can wait till after the draft to sign a Kirk Cousins for a cheaper deal. Because I didn't see anybody jumping to sign Kirk Cousins. I know he was talking to a few teams, but nobody was like, "Oh, we need Kirk Cousins." And then for the Falcons to just go out and say, "Oh, we'll give you 100 million guaranteed." I feel like it was stupid on their behalf, and they could have waited. Right? I know Ritter's not it. Right? I joked a couple seasons back that, "Oh, Ritter's gonna take him somewhere." I didn't really believe that, but
Were
I
you talking
think
about
if you
KBK?
draft the guy, if you
Were you talking about KBK too?
no, KBK is a legit elite corner. All right, he's not elite, but he's a talented corner. He just needs his chance.
Look, we
That's
need
all I'm
him right
saying.
now because we ain't got no corners.
The Ravens have 0 corners. They need KBK right now. Shouldn't have let him go. I'm just gonna put that out there. Shouldn't let him go. Jay, I see you laughing down there, but it's true. They shouldn't let him go. They shouldn't let him go. Okay.
Watch the Ravens draft one in the first round.
They probably are. They probably are. Let's be realistic about it. The Ravens are probably going to draft a corner in the first round.
You said how much room is available on that Carolina bandwagon?
Hey, man.
Oh, it's a lot of room left over in Carolina.
Look, that's where
I'll
the family
come
reunion
over
is.
whenever I'm ready.
I'm saying, I tell you, just like I told y'all in the Discord, after 2025, the league, the Bryce will fully evolve into his Drew Brees like form and start slanging it. It's killing everybody. Everybody about to be put on notice. I got one more year left.
People still think the Falcons are going to win that division because they got Kirk Cousins now. I took y'all to win that division last year. That did not go the way I thought it was going to go
He fell off
because of the offensive line. But y'all still got a shot this year. That's just me. Because y'all making all the right moves in free agency.
Dan Morgan being in his bag.
We're going to double down on Carolina.
Yeah, y'all. This might be it for y'all.
And I have no faith in Carr. I have no faith in coming off an Achilles injury in Cousins. Even though Western medicine is getting better, I have no faith in you know what I'm saying, Cousins. Maybe he might improve Pitts and London's numbers a tad bit, but winning maybe win the division, nah. And then the Buccaneers, I really want to see them how they do without Canales. I'm interested because he's the reason why Baker got rejuvenated. And now you know what happened. What are you gonna do now?
This is true.
So
this is very true.
I will tell you right now, Kirk Cousins to me is the ultimate jump ball quarterback. If you look at 45% of his passes, they're to Justin Jefferson, fading away. Justin Jefferson might have to stop, turn, box out the defender, jump. He might be jumping while running his route. He might be jumping halfway out of bounds in the end zone. I mean, yeah, you
That's
got
why
that
JJ wanted him
6'5"
back.
tight end. Right, you got that 6'5" tight end. He's going to be the new Justin Jefferson.
That's why JJ wanted him back. JJ wanted him back for that exact reason. That he knows Kurt is going to give him the ball no matter what the coverage looks like.
Hell yeah. Like,
Right.
But
He's like, my QB got faith in me.
Lamar will too. Lamar will too, JJ. So go ahead to Baltimore.
Dude, that would be a surprising move if I've ever seen one in the offseason. If the Ravens end up getting
Tell me about it. Yes,
Look,
that would be the biggest surprise.
If we trade Marlowe for a draft pick, we'll have the cap space. Hold on.
Who's going to man the corner?
The cap is cap. So the cap is cap.
Who's going to be the
so
cornerback, though?
They're going to go try to figure out how to get KBK back.
For $20 million, he wasn't the best cornerback on the team.
You said who's the death? Okay, tell me right now who the death behind Marlon Humphrey is.
Brandon Stevens was a better cornerback, and for the $20 million, you could probably get Justin Jefferson and still sign a couple decent corners.
There's some names out there at corner right now, but draft them and make them play. You got a bunch of young guys back there that you drafted that ain't doing crap. Make them play.
This draft is kind of weak at corner, but there's no Sauce Gardner. There's no.
Here's who the corners are. If Justin,
you don't need them in the first round. Just make them play.
You got Justin Jefferson no guy and Zay. What do you need a defense for?
He's right.
I agree.
He's right. You got Zay, JJ, freaking Likely, Andrews.
Look, all you need is a guy to kind of once he catches, just push him out of bounds, because that's exactly what Marlowe do. The guy catches it.
No, you don't even know that. You don't even need that. You don't even need that because you got Marcus and Kyle to shadow over top.
Make an offense kill you with 1,000 cuts. All you need is a couple turnovers a game, and you're good.
Yeah.
Bend don't break is all we've been, anyways.
Look, I just know Justin Matabike better do his share for the amount y'all signed him for.
98 million. You're absolutely right. 98 million.
I want 20 stacks.
Look, the Giants proved if the pass rush is decent, you could be any quarterback. That's how they beat Tom both years. Pass rush. Prince Amukamara was not that great of a cornerback for the Giants.
It's a different league, though.
Yeah,
it's a different league now, though.
Because
these quarterbacks aren't statues anymore.
Yeah, but Prince Amukamara was trash back then, and they still got to the quarterback. They got pressure up the middle.
You know, we talked about these offseason moves, and I think we just overlooked the Steelers getting Russell Wilson.
The Ravens ain't get nobody, so it didn't matter who they got at quarterback because we're going to lose. We ain't got nobody, and we got Harbaugh as a coach.
Yeah, I'm really fearing for Lamar's life next season if y'all don't draft or sign somebody else soon. Like, I'm legit.
They need O-line. They need O-line desperately.
I'm legit concerned about the interior because Linderbaum can't do it all.
Yeah, they legit need offensive line. It's going to be a struggle.
You're right.
It's like I said, they bought a Ferrari and then parked it at a trailer park.
Well, I mean, there's some crazy guys with shotguns in a trailer park, so you might be safer there.
Depending how they roll.
Petey the hunting dog and a couple shotguns. Hey, I ain't going in there to steal your Ferrari. You can keep that.
All right, cool. So they bought a Ferrari, parked it in the hood on the street.
They parked in DC on the street. It's either going to get ticketed, towed, or stolen. But you ain't going to come back out to your car looking the same.
Right.
And that's the problem they got in Baltimore right now. They don't want to get a garage. They got mad land. They just don't want to get a garage. It is what it is. They'll figure it out sooner or later.
My job sensitivity training is kicking in, and I'm just not even going to make the joke I was going to make. Too soon.
All right, so on that note, NCAA tournament. Let's talk about it.
You had to do me like that though.
I had to. College basketball tournament. March Madness is popping off. First off, let me start with you, Jay. Who you got winning both men and women tournament?
Who so far? I mean, it's kind of hard because I'm watching the women NC State about to beat Stanford right now. So the men's NC State just beat Marquette. So for the men's, I don't know. I don't know for the men's, but for the women's, I definitely want to see the state win, South Carolina Gamecocks win, definitely, or at least some North Carolina team. Because the way the NC State looking right now, they gonna be a problem.
Okay, so you going NC State? You want to see a North Carolina team win?
Any North Carolina team, I'm happy.
What about you, Ghost? What you looking at for the NCAA tournament?
Because I got to go to the family reunion in August, and that's exactly what it's gonna be.
Well, allow me to be the standout.
Don't you dare.
UConn.
Oh, Lord.
Listen.
No con.
Listen. Huskies, listen. The men are dominating the tournament in a way that has not been done before.
No Diddy.
That's one. No Diddy.
No Diddy.
Two. The women, Paige Beckers, Aaliyah Edwards. Oh man, they are playing their behinds off. And newsflash, Paige Beckers might be the best player in college basketball.
Yeah.
Now, I said it, and I'm holding to it. I said it.
Okay, it's debatable. You have an argument. But Caitlin Clark is still in the league. It's still in the tournament right now, so I can't do it.
Listen, a part of me wants to see that Iowa versus UConn. Well, I think it's going to end up. I think it's going to end up UConn versus South Carolina, and I think UConn wins.
I can't see that. The defense and the offense that South Carolina played today, that 6'7" girl in the middle, good Lord.
Listen, I just feel it. I can feel it. But let's give South Carolina their props though. They're doing something that no other team has done. Not in this fashion, at least. Like to be undefeated,
dominant.
And they're like in dominant fashion. They're gonna be a tough.
They're not just winning by like 10-5. No, they blowing teams out by 40. Most games.
They're going to be a tough out. They are going to be a tough out, but they're going to be out. And it's going to be UConn if they have to do it. Either way, I got UConn winning both the men and women tournament. I think they're bringing the chips back where they belong. You know what I'm saying? UConn, they're bringing the chips back where they belong. Nah, I mean.
Yeah, a bag of Lay's.
No.
Nah.
Not even Lay's.
Nah.
What, hers?
Tournament champs. You know what I'm saying? Tournament champs over here.
Oh, so a $12 overpriced bag of chips?
Listen, I need you to stop hating.
I gotta like
while we on it. While we talk about basketball, real quick. Hey, yo. Who got that 5 seed in the East? You know what I'm saying?
Wait,
my boy sitting on that 5 seed.
Didn't Hendo say y'all wasn't even gonna make the playoffs this year?
Yeah, yes, he did. And what did I tell him? I told him, nah, the team looking different. Normally, I wouldn't make this bet. I told him this year is different. Look for Orlando to make the playoffs. I said, this is a different team. I like the coaching. They're going to make the playoffs.
I need a new team, so.
And Purdue
Yeah.
beating Gonzaga.
They are well on the way. My boys, the
That
5th
Edey
seed in the
is
East
killing
right
it.
now. We're going to make the playoffs. Meanwhile, I think the Warriors is the 10th. The Warriors, I think, are 9th or 10th in the West. Either way. Just saying, it might even be 11th. I really don't know. I had to throw that in there real quick. Hendo, I was right, you were wrong.
Nah, it's always good to have faith in your team. Actually see them, back your faith up. It's special. It's very special. Though.
It is special. It's special. It's very special. It feels very good. Feels very good. Now, let's get on to this last subject of the night. We're going to talk a little bit about dating here. And me and B were talking off air, I think, so he knows exactly what I'm talking about here. There was something that came out a while back. A female came out and said, if her man is buying dinner for her and her friends, then he has to be smashing her and her friends. Jay, let me get your thoughts on that.
I'll say I'm not gonna lie. Will it probably happen? No. I hope there is consent and understanding. But is he entitled to? If he's buying everything, treating everybody right. You know what I'm saying? There's no argument. Somebody gonna do something. In my head, somebody gonna do something. I ain't gonna say have to, but
What about you, Ghost? What you think?
I think I bought dinner tonight and the wife looking guilty, so I agree. But nah, look, honestly, I think what she was doing was just being like, look, just because we go out and y'all ain't got a man, it don't mean my man paying for everything. Because if he is, then he should be expecting everything also. And that'll make a lot of these people go, oh, well, I'm not doing it. Okay, then. So why would
shut up.
my man be paying money for something he can't get, for something he can't touch? Why do like it's so many videos of women, oh well, he's the only man here, so he should be paying. I don't remember you saying that when your man was the only man there.
Right.
So the whole story I'm talking about was she and her single friends went out with a guy, and the guy, she was, I guess she just met him, they were dating. Like she said, if he paid for me and my friends, he's allowed to smash them too. Okay. My thoughts on it, and it's probably going to be a little bit opposite of what you guys are, but I'm gonna no with this one. I'm gonna say no, only because I guess it depends on the situation, right?
I didn't say
If
yes.
if it's a situation, no, I know that, but if it's a situation where it's a bunch of people who are single, then I can see where a man would go, okay, I'm paying for everybody. I'm expecting something from somebody, like Jay said, right? But if the other females are in a relationship and the man offers and they say, oh, well, yeah, you can pay if I'll allow you to pay. If he doesn't let them pay, and he says, I want to pay for everybody. To me, that doesn't necessarily entitle you to anything in my eyes, right? Because you're not there for dating them. You knew they were coming. They didn't just come along, but you knew they were coming and you offered, even though they said they were going to pay for themselves. So in that situation, no, you shouldn't be expecting anything. And no, it wouldn't be right for the female to say, well, my man paid for everything. So I know you got a man, but you got to let my man smash now because he paid. That's I don't like the way that sounds. So for me, in no way, shape, or form, and you see the missus in there. Now she's listening. Right?
Them ears perked up, got big, like, oh, really?
But I think what the major problem is that like they may be going out and it's not really a date, but they're going out and just these women are showing up, ordering whatever with the entitlement and expectation that, oh yeah, her man got everything.
Rich, you're in trouble.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Right? No, you can't go out with somebody with the expectation. And even more so, I agree with what Jose said. Strike 1, 2, and 3. Never let the single friends tag along. Agreed, 100%. You know what I mean? 100%. And also, don't go on dates until you actually start dating her. Again, agreed 100%.
We were talking about that on Christian Mingo. Like 25% of women were on there just going on dates for the free food.
And that's so that right there brings up a different situation, though, right? Right? If a female's like, "Oh, really, I'm not even really interested in you. I'm just going on this date for the free food." You can kind of tell when a female's going on a date just for the free food. Okay, so if you get that vibe from her, then as a man, you can then say, you can get just as spiteful. Oh, you want to come out with me just for the free food? Then I'm taking you out to give you the free food so I get some free booty. I can understand that. I understand that mentality. I understand. Hey, you ain't come near me this whole day. You ain't come near me this whole date. You ain't laughing at none of my jokes this whole date.
Oh no, they good at it. Trust me, they're good at it. They come, and then you just don't get a call back. But if the food good,
you're so
you gonna get a call back if you got good. Oh yeah, he took me out of so and so. I wonder where he taking me next.
This is why men, listen. I'm let me put this down. My ideal, I'm gonna ask you guys this too. But I'm gonna give. Matter of fact, I want y'all to give y'all an answer after. Jay, you give your answer next. Then Bazel, you give your answer after. Your ideal of a first date, right? My idea of a first date. This is just me. Because my first date, I prefer basically no food involved. Because I don't want to be on a date too long anyway. I want a chance to sit and get to know the person that I'm talking to. Right? So I'm not trying to go to a restaurant and spend a bunch of money and we worried about waitresses coming back and forth, taking orders, all that. No. If you want a quick snack, we'll grab a quick snack from somewhere. But I want to get to know you on our first date because that's going to tell me if you deserve the second date where you're going to get the meal and I'm going to wine and dine you. So that's my ideal first date is, and it's going to sound corny, but, you know, sit in the park on the bench, talk, feed the birds, you know, walk on the beach, things like that. That's what I would prefer. That's what I would prefer. You know what I'm saying? Jose said, meet at Chipotle. That works. That works.
Oh, they're making sense, but you crazy. No food? You lost your rabbit ass money?
I don't need. I'm trying to get to know her and not give her anything to entice her away from getting to know me. I feel like when you take a woman out on a date to this fancy restaurant, she doesn't really care about getting to know you, like you said at that point. Her focus is on how much money can I get him to spend on me.
First of all, your honor, glory to God, and all things appropriate in life. I ain't taking her ass out to a good restaurant for her. I'm going there so I can eat. So the hell I gotta suffer because I don't know who she is. You tripping?
Hold on, ain't nobody saying you gotta suffer
for me to eat good
food.
Homie,
you could go out to, you could go get yourself good food after that date. You could end the date and y'all separate ways and you go walk into the finest restaurant on the block. I've gone into a nice restaurant by myself, sat and had a steak. There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it, but the whole point of a date is so I can get my 5-star food on.
That's not true. I think that's where.
This ain't for her. This is for me.
Yeah, but that's where that female mentality come from. Where you talk
She
about them wanting a free meal, that's where it
she
comes from.
she can get that whole mentality of wanting her. If she wants a free meal, I'll figure it out before she gets there. And if she wants a free meal,
But you won't
I ain't gonna
though.
be interested.
If your mindset is I'm taking you to this expensive restaurant because I want to eat there anyway, then you're not gonna figure out that she just wants the free meal because you're only interested
I'm
in
gonna
going to the
figure that out.
restaurant too.
I'm gonna figure that out before we go out, and she's gonna get cut and curved just like the rest of them. And I'm gonna find somebody worth going there with. I'm not just. I'm just talk to everybody. I don't even like people. So trust me, if I'm talking to you, you must be doing something right.
Yeah, but we're talking about a first date aspect, right? We're
By the
talking about
time we get to
you meet
first date,
somebody.
I know you.
Yeah, but a lot of times that first date is right then and there. Have you not been out and maybe you haven't, but I've been out and been somewhere and I meet somebody and we start talking and then that and right there ends up that is your first date right there. Your first interaction ends up happening right there, right then and there. You know what? You seem cool. Let's go get something to eat. You know what I'm saying?
That ain't even a
But
date.
instead of
That's not
spitting
a
that
date.
line,
That's not a date. That should do not count.
instead I'm saying once you say to somebody,
That's a
let's go get
hangout.
something to eat, that's a date.
That's a hangout.
Nah, that's a date right there. Once you say,
See,
you know what, you seem
you
cool,
young. I
take
understand.
you out, let's go get something to eat.
You was born like 89.
I was born in '88, sir.
What, November?
No, I was born in the beginning of '88, sir.
You got to be a whole 2 years and some change younger than me because you tripping.
I was born in February '88, sir.
It must be the cold that's messing with you. That's what it is.
No, no, I'm saying if I'm talking to a girl, I just
If
met
you
her.
see a girl on the street and holler, and y'all have to be talking, and you're like, you know what, I'm hungry. Let's go to Chipotle real quick. That's a hangout, and that's cool. But a date
No,
is
that's
scheduled.
so. This is the point I'm making. That's different. If I'm saying you sitting there, you met a girl just now, y'all talking for a little bit, right? Middle of the street, wherever you just met her, grocery store, whatever. And then you say, you know what? Why don't I take you out tonight? Once you say that, that's setting a date. That's setting your first date.
Yeah, you
That's
got
setting
to.
your first
Yeah,
date.
we don't go on a date like that. Nah, sorry, Sean.
So that's so that's the point I'm making. So for me, if I'm talking to a
So
girl
that's
and I
what
say
you do.
so that I think that's what anybody does. A lot of people, that's how they meet females. They're out, they meet
You you
somebody in the street, they meet them
you
at the
hear what type
grocery
of man you
store,
got, Shiloh?
wherever. They having a conversation and they go, you know what? Can I take you out tonight? Because now you're setting a date as you're setting a time. Once you
Well,
set a time, you're setting a date. It's not the
is that what
same
you
as,
is that what you did with your
hey,
wife?
I'm hungry, you hungry. Let's go grab some Subway. Let's go grab some Chipotle because we right here. That's two different things. You know what I'm saying? And that's the point I'm making. If I'm saying to you, can I take you out tonight?
That's because you
That's a
rushing.
date.
I'm methodical with it.
But
Now I know everything I need to know before we even get to that point. Even if I talk to you for just 3 days, I'm going to know what I need to know.
okay, that's assuming you've been talking for 3 days, right?
I'm not taking
That's assuming you've
somebody
been
on
talking.
a dinner the first night I meet you. Are you tripping?
I'm saying guys do that. Guys do that. I'm in a
Yeah, y'all
relationship.
do
I
that.
don't do it. I'm in a relationship. I don't do it. I'm in a
Is that what you
relationship.
did when you met your significant other in this relationship?
No,
Y'all went out to
no.
dinner the
We
first
talk.
night?
No, 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 no. We talked for a while before we went out on our first date, our first official date.
Exactly. You see, when you do it right, things last. Case in point.
But yeah, but the point I'm making is that not everybody does it that way. There's relationships that's been built and last off a guy meeting a girl and they click immediately. And he says, "Let me take you on a date tonight." It happens. It 100% happens.
And then
Right? I've seen it.
90% don't last.
I've seen it. And I'm not gonna say 90%, but I've seen it. I'm pretty sure that's how my brother met his girl actually, and they've been together for like forever now. So it happens. It's entirely possible. But at that point, what I'm asking you is at that point, right? You met her that afternoon. You're saying, let me take you out on a date tonight. Let me take you out tonight. That does not mean just because you say, let me take you out on a date tonight. Yes, it's a date, but that does not in any way mean I got to go to the flyest restaurant possible.
I say the flyest restaurant possible, but I'm going to a nice restaurant. If I'm going out to eat, it could be me and you going out. We going to eat some good goddamn food. I'm not out here to be fucking struggling at dinner.
I guess I got to ask you, what do you consider a nice restaurant?
It's got to be better than Red Lobster. Like Red Lobster is terrible. I can't rock with Red Lobster. Like
I don't like Red Lobster anyway. But what do you consider?
I mean, what shit? I don't know. Name a chain and you'll get a yes or no.
Texas Roadhouse.
If I'm in the mood for it, but usually not.
Outback. Any of the steakhouses.
Outback is terrible.
Any of the chain steakhouses.
Nah, nope.
No, so those aren't considered. So here's my problem. To me, those are considered decent restaurants. That's a pretty nice restaurant. That's a good starter. That's an expensive starter. That's an expensive starter for somebody you just met. First date, that's an expensive starter. And you're talking about going out somewhere nicer than that.
Chipotle is better than Outback. Let's get this straight. And I'm not even a fan of Chipotle, but it's better than Outback. Outback is just trash. And it's not just their quality of food. How much you pay for Outback versus how good it is. There's many restaurants that I could go to that are better than Outback that cost the same or less.
Listen, I don't disagree with what you're saying.
I ain't saying you got to go to
I like Outback, but I'm not the biggest fan of Outback.
Right. You ain't got to go to Benihana's or Poppin' Nose. You could go to a nice little Italian restaurant that's a one-off mom and pop joint, but it's great food. I'm not saying you got to go somewhere because it's a name or it's a certain price, but
you said chain. You said name some chain restaurants, so that's what I did.
Because I know they'll be in different places.
Olive Garden. What do you think of Olive Garden?
Olive Garden is decent. They have decent prices for what they serve, so I can rock with that. Yeah. Like I weigh my shit versus how much it costs.
I can agree with that. I can agree with Olive Garden. I can go, okay, that's a nice, cheap first date at a nice restaurant. I agree with that.
But what I'm saying is, it being a woman or it being whoever, that doesn't matter to me as far as where I'm going. I'm just going somewhere where I know, okay, I'm going to get this amount of food and it will be this amount. I'll be happy.
Okay,
if she want to go to Benihana's,
I'm going to put you in a scenario. I'm going to put you in a scenario. You've been talking to a girl for a week. Love everything about her so far, right? This goes for both of y'all. I want to answer for both of y'all. I get a feeling I know the answer already, but love everything about her. You're like, all right, I'm going to take her out somewhere nice. Like, we about to go somewhere nice. You pull up to MJ's. Something like that. She says, I don't want to eat here. This is cheap. This is cheap.
Where?
Y'all at Michael Jordan's restaurant. Somewhere like that. Somewhere expensive. Ruth Chris Steakhouse. You pull up to a Ruth Chris Steakhouse. And she's like, nah, I need something more expensive than this. Ruth Chris, you talking about $100 sides at Ruth Chris Steakhouse.
You already know mine is going to be a no. Because if you're judging a restaurant based on how much it costs, I would already eliminate you already.
But you love everything about this one. At this point, you feel like she could be the one.
I don't care. My wife would have tripped and been like, oh, I need a $50 dinner. I said, oh, well, you need a nigga that make $150,000 too. And I ain't him. She know everything on me is on principle. And that's period. I don't care. Like, everything could be right, but if you think we're going to be doing $150 dinners every Friday, you've lost your cop-picking goddamn mind. And you're going to have to go, you have to figure out your mentality and keep it pushing.
Jay, let me get your answer before I say what I'm about to say.
Nah, for me, I'm more like financial than anything. Like, yeah, I like everything about you, but when you start, say judging me off the places and trying to tap into my pockets, yeah, that's where like everything got to the left, Sierra, whatever, pack your bags, I'm gone, blocks, ghost, ghosted, no pun intended.
Hey, I think at that point is when I go, hey, if you got a problem with this restaurant, then you definitely was gonna be mad when I asked you for gas money later. Like you gonna be mad when I ask you to hit that gas take off. Because I drive a truck and it take me $100 to fill this thing up. You got me driving all over the state. Listen, I'm sorry, but
Nice don't mean expensive, Jose. I could take you to a nice restaurant that's down the street and you'll probably pay $25 a plate, which hell, you go to McDonald's and order a large combo and a smoothie.
Yeah, that's $20 right
you
there.
at $20 already. So I mean, I don't equate price with being nice. I know some nice restaurants that are under $30 a plate. Like I had some Diavolo lobster pasta at a place, and it was $35. This shit had lobster, it had scallops, it had shrimp, it had crab. I was like, this big plate, that's me, $34. Cool, we in there.
So look,
make everybody
you pull up.
Oh yeah,
You pull up to Olive Garden with her, like we said, and she started looking at you like you stupid. Do you ask her what she would prefer?
Now, as you said,
Kate can cut that whatever off right in there.
See, when you said,
go to Spotify.
Yeah, when she said this ain't expensive enough, that's a cutoff. Like, period. I don't care what restaurant. Now, if we were going to Olive Garden, she's like, well, I'm not really feeling it. Okay, we could pick something else. But if it's a matter of price, like, sometimes I'd be like, look, my wife want to go somewhere, like, I don't feel like eating that crap. Well, I don't want to go there. I said, well, if you want me to eat something I don't want to eat, you're paying for it. I'm not paying for something I don't want to eat. So, yeah, chick say, oh, well, could we go to so-and-so? I ain't tripping. But if it's a matter of how much it costs, right, Olive Garden can get expensive. But if it's a matter of you just want a more expensive place, I can't rock with it. If you're not feeling what I'm thinking of. Like I said, I go to the front, hey, I'm gonna send you 5 places. We can go eat. Pick one.
Listen, it depends for me. I think it depends on the reaction. If I pull up to Olive Garden, right, and she not even just like, hey, I don't really like their food like that. Can we go somewhere else? If she does that, all right, cool. Let's find somewhere else.
That's what I'm saying. That's cool.
If it's like, if we pull up and she like, oh, what the? You really brought me to Olive Garden? Yeah. Get out the car. Get out the car. I don't want to have to drive you back home. Go catch the bus.
The truck.
Get out. All right, get out the truck. Get out the truck. I don't even want to drive you back home. Go catch the bus.
Be ready for this $30 Cash App request.
Yeah, like you're not cool. Like, we not cool anymore. I just wasted gas picking you up and driving here. Right? Be happy I picked you up. Some dudes would have told you to meet him there. Be happy I opted to pick you up. I'm just saying.
I got to pick the dude up.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, females got to pick the dude up. That's one thing I know my lady wouldn't go for. My lady would never go for that.
Here's the problem with what Jose's saying. So I'm fat. I'm getting there. I'm ordering probably some type of special juice, a Sprite, water, definitely getting an appetizer, getting regular food, and I'm probably getting a dessert. So that bill might be 120, but 85 of that gonna be me.
And I think that's fine. I think that's fine. But for me, I think that's part of the reason why I would say not. That's why I prefer not to go on a date or to a restaurant for a date, because now I'm wasting most of my time eating and ordering this food. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to grub rather than get to know
minutes to order. It's gonna take me 2 minutes to order, but I know what I want when I get there. I order quick.
Yeah, but
And
but now you
we going to
grubbing
hear from me.
instead of
Let's
talking,
be honest. Well, we're going to hear
and
from me.
that's
I
my
need to
problem.
eat.
That's my problem. My problem is I want to actually take that time we have to get to know you rather than watching you eat or you watching me eat a majority of the time, and we don't even get to talk the way we want to talk. Tip alone would be more than that. You're right.
Wolf tickets. He said wolf tickets.
Just saying. Now let me ask you something else. Is it blasphemous for men to hit on lesbian women?
But do they already know that they go that way, or it's like, oh my bad?
Oh yeah, no, it's clearly obvious that they go that way. It's clearly obvious. Is it disrespectful
Disrespectful
for a man to see a gay female and you know what I mean? Just go up to him and be like, "Listen, I know you're gay, but I just don't think you had the right. I don't think you had the right stuff yet.
I mean,
Let me see if I can change your mind."
If you feel like you got that type of reason, fuck it. You know that. I don't think that's disrespectful. Because some are bi, some are just trying to get out and not really sure. And then you have your dedicated, full blown.
No, our house is a little bit better than everybody else, of course.
You got your shorties that wear the backpacks. You got your flannel bags.
Yeah, out there.
Yeah, you got your. You got your, you got your flannel bags. You know what I mean? You got your ones coming out in the overalls and all that. Shorty out in the overalls. So Jay, I'm about to put you in a situation. Shorty's out. She got the jean overalls on, right? With the reverse fitted. She got the jean overalls on with the reverse fitted and some fly kicks. And we know you love sneakers. Shorty G'd up to you, right? She clearly gay. She be checking out. She like, yo, you see that shorty across the street? She got a banger. But she take that hat off. Her hair fall down. It's flowing. She's beautiful. Gorgeous face. Are you going after it? Are you making that move?
Like I said, if I feel like I can succeed, like I said, like you miss 100% shots you don't take, I'm going for it.
So here's what I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna hope my wife ain't watching. Before I got married, I had one girlfriend who she dated a couple guys after me. We were in high school, and she just became like she was just I'm lesbian. I'm not fucking with no more dudes. And she called me like, if I ever want to get the real thing again, I'm gonna call you. So I was the glass case. She never called, but she was like, if I think about like, yeah, and it's a lot of them that are quote unquote the lesbian dom who every once in a while they want the real thing. Like I've been told by a few like, you know, sometimes like instead of
look at the comments.
Girlfriend, instead of my wife or girlfriend like hit me off, I want the real thing. Like I want to feel that joint like let go inside of me. Like some of them still like crave that feeling every once in a while. So I mean,
so just touching, I don't mean to cut you off, but just touching on what you just said. Don't they technically all crave that feeling? Because don't they all use toys?
no, but some of them crave the actual live, this motherfucker's actually coming in me type thing. Like they want to feel you letting off in them. Like there's some that are like that. Like, so you might be trying a complete lesbian, but she has an outside dude that literally lays pipe to her every once in a while, and she's the one laying pipe to her girlfriend. Even the dom ones that just look like dudes, sometimes they want the real thing.
Listen, I think for me, I think the thing that's tough is there's certain things you got to get
all
past.
sizes and shapes. and little nubs and different things. They use
First off, I
the
want
same.
to say what up to my boy Jared. Salute, Jared. Thank you for copping through.
Out
Yo,
of
y'all
pocket.
go check out Jared's channel. The man got some fire content over there. Everything, the Southern Bowler Show. He talks a little bit of everything. Great content. Go check him out. Now, for me, when it comes to this topic, I personally, there's a few things that would stop me in that process, right? When Shorty getting butt naked, when she getting down, she taking it off. If she got boxers on, I'm gonna hesitate. If she chilling and she got the boxers on and the strap on already, I'm just like, that turns me the other way. At that point, I'm kind of like, hey yo, hey yo, what
Start
was
making
your
them girl
original
sounds is going to
plans?
change your mind.
You know what I'm saying?
We won't. No, we won't.
Well,
Hey,
About
I seen some Jones that it's one she be on what's it Instagram, and she be looking like she more thuglier than I am, and then she do the other half of the screen with her in makeup, and I'm like, hey baby, I want to try some things.
hey, listen, I'm just saying, look, if she hit you with one of these. She hit you with one of these. She says you get everything you want, but she gotta do that first.
Nah, see, I'm the dominant here, so ain't none of all that.
That's now you see what my problem is, right? That's when we have the problem. That's when we had a problem.
But see,
Because
that's where
been
you
for her,
even the
she's
ones
been
that
the
walk
dominant one
around.
this whole time.
Even the ones
For
that walk
us, we
around
like
wearing that all day still like to be dominated once in a while. So yeah, she might be wearing that much all day,
some of them, yes, absolutely.
right? But by the time she taking all that shit off, and she waiting for you to hop in the bed. So like, what is with your wife and this thing? She trying to get you turned out or something? We need to talk about this. Is there something about you that she hasn't told
she's a
us?
clown. No,
Because
not at all.
she
She's a
told us about
clown. That's all.
that foot and a half. She told us about that foot and a half glizzy that you ate that one time. So
Nah, she's a clown. She's a clown. That's what that is. We laugh and joke about wild stuff all day long here. So she's just a clown. But
okay, I'm just saying, whatever toys y'all got in y'all
so
closet, I don't need to know about.
so Dig, she talking to you like nah, see, she like, nah, B, you gonna have to catch this fade first if you gonna give me the, you know what I'm saying? This is how she talking to you.
And you know what I'm telling?
You gonna have to catch some of this, you know what I mean?
Move it left, move it right.
Ain't no I don't care. My wife in the other room ain't nothing worth that.
Hey, tell me about it. Hey, it's just one of those things that I find funny because I know dudes out there that will be like, you know what? Just one time, as long as I get to smack. And
Yeah,
let me be the first to say,
that's the dudes pretending to be straight.
let me be the first to say, there's no such thing as this one time with anything,
Technically,
right? Especially something freaky.
Technically, because it is a woman, it is still technically considered straight. But it's a thin line between love and hate, also.
Hey,
she first to
paper
me.
thin. That line is wet paper thin. Like it's like you touch that wet piece of paper, it's over. I don't know if I would let that slide as a friend. And you tell me, hey man, I met this fine chick. I know she was gay though. And she said the only way I could hit is if I let her slide the dildo all the way in. What? At that point, what? What? Hold up.
I'm just getting in the car and I'm gone.
Hold up, G. First off, I need you to back up 10 feet. Because you over here smiling. You over here smiling hard while you tell me.
Like Goku at that point. I'm like, yeah, I was never here.
We got a problem. We got a problem at that point. Right? Because you as my homie, this is stuff And we know every group of men has had this discussion. Every group of men has had this discussion. And every man has said, nah. Yeah, nah. Nah. That's exactly what it is, B. Exactly what you put in the chat.
For real. I ain't say that one out loud. I had to let that one go. I couldn't say that out loud.
Well, listen, I think I brought this up before. Tank is one of those dudes he like having his salad tours. Right? He's saying nothing. He came out and said, ain't nothing wrong with having your salad tours. That's what he said. That does bring me the question, has he been hanging out with the diddler? The diddler tossing everybody's salad.
I don't think nobody is safe from being asked. You heard Cat Williams say he turned out $50 million 4 times. You know, Bootsy in one of his songs saying no to 50 million, like 50 something. Who else? So yeah, I don't think nobody's safe.
This is true. There is. And a lot of them are low key with it. You get some that's gangster enough to be like, yeah, I like it. So you get some.
You like what you like, but I can't like the same thing.
Agreed. You like what you like, but I can't like the same thing. See, my problem with it is I could be your homie. If you like what you like, you like what you like. We could be cool, but you were upfront about it. You know what I mean? No, it's just certain stuff men shouldn't do. I saw a skit. In the skit, homie called his boy over to come chill because he was up late. He was bored. He called his boy to come chill, play the game, watch some movies, whatever. Prior to calling his boy, he had called for this shorty to come over. He took a honey pack. Shorty canceled on him. And then he invited his boy over to come chill. Now, maybe it's just me. First off, I'm not going to my homie crib after midnight to go play video games or nothing else. Right? You're not calling me to come hang out at this hour. It's too late at night for that. That's one. Two, when the homie walked in, he noticed that his boy was on hard. One, I'm not noticing that because I'm not looking that way.
Guard.
But guard.
I am a boy, Damien.
If your boy, basically what I'm getting at, if you go, your boy call you 2 a.m. Hey, yo, I can't sleep, yo. Come over here. Let's rock out on the PlayStation. Whatever.
Out. Hold on. You gotta use your words carefully.
Let's
Sugar in the chat. So you gotta use your words carefully.
Sugar in the chat. We in trouble.
Where this is going.
Sugar Knight 323. Y'all go check out his channel. He does a lot of great content. No Diddy. You got that right, Sugar. No Diddy. Go like, share, subscribe. So your boy called you 2 a.m. Hey, yo, I can't sleep. You know, sure you're supposed to come over, but she canceled on me. I'm just trying to chill. First off,
PlayStation and chill.
I'm not picking up the phone 2 o'clock in the morning. If you call me 2 o'clock in the morning, it's got to be an emergency. A lot of times, I'll ignore it the first time.
It better be an emergency. It better be a health.
I'll pick up at any time, but people who know me know if I've made it home, I'm not going out. If you talking about 11 o'clock, hey, let's go out. No, it's too late. You should have scheduled this shit at 5 p.m. I don't care if it's on Saturday. You should have scheduled this earlier.
I'll go ahead and do
it.
I have to get mentally prepared to go out.
There's another great channel if y'all don't know, the Rogue Pod. Please go like, share, subscribe. Great fire content over there. Baltimore Ravens content, NFL content. Go check them out. So, like I said, my homie called me at that point in time, 2 a.m. We tight, but I'm probably going to miss the call. More than likely. And then if you call again, Okay, it's probably an emergency. Let me pick up. Hey, yo, what's good? Hey, yo, man, I'm in the crib, boy. I want to see if you want to come over. Nah, chill. Don't ever come at me like that again. I'm hanging out. I'm hanging out because there's no room. That is peak booty call hours.
The only thing open is legs.
You know what I'm saying? I'm nudging my woman 2 o'clock in the morning to wake her up. You know what I mean? I'm nudging my woman 2 o'clock in the morning to wake her up. Ain't no way you calling me talking about, yo, I can't sleep, homie. You know what I'm saying? You trying to run some Call of Duty? Like, what?
Guard.
No, nigga, I'm trying to call some booty. What is wrong with you? I ain't trying to play the game. Guard. Guard. What do you say? Call for the guard? Because I'm on hard. Guard.
Hey, his name is Bernard.
Yo. Listen, I'm just saying, at that point, I'm questioning from there on. I'm questioning our friendship. I'm not gonna do it right then and there because I don't plan on being on the phone with you 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I'm doing them right there.
And talking about this. We're gonna talk about this tomorrow.
Immediately. What the fuck is wrong with you? My wife gonna wake up by the time I get done cussing your ass out.
Listen, I ain't got the energy to cut you out 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I always got the energy. I'm probably gonna be up already, but I'm still gonna cuss you out for calling me about some bullshit like this.
If I'm up 2 o'clock in the morning, 9 times out of 10, it's because I was trying to call on booty, not play Call of Duty. I'm just saying. So I already got plans. If I'm up 2 o'clock in the morning, I got
dreams.
You know what I mean? I'm up for a reason. Last thing I want to hear is your deep ass voice on the other line to us. Hey yo,
sound like Petey Pablo.
You want to play Call of Duty? Nah, G, I don't. I really don't. I'm sorry.
The yin yang twin whisper song your ass.
Oh, hell no.
Yo, if ever, bro, we're not cool no more on that spot. I'm blocking your number. You can't call me no more.
Exactly. I don't care if I'm cool with your moms, your whole family, whatever.
That shit. Email address, your Facebook, Instant Messenger, Discord.
Yeah, nah, we ain't cool. That's it. Took my son. This is exactly what they're doing.
PlayStation ID, your Xbox Live. No.
What? Nah.
Bro, I would hang up that phone so damn quick.
Click. Jared ain't even got words for it. Jared got emojis for it. I'm gonna kick your ass. That's what you just said. That's what Jared just said. Oh man. Hey, I'm gonna be honest with you. Shug, we only talked about x-men97 for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
About 17.
Even I missed that part.
Yeah. Hey, that's because I'm waiting for us to go on your show and we do the full review. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought we had plans to do the full review. I thought we did all the Marvel full reviews on your show, like the full breakdowns. I just do a little short synopsis of what I think of it. That's all.
Right now we're talking about
on your channel.
We talking about Reg's Gizzy Gobbler scenario that he came up with,
Nah, it's not even. It's wild though. To even name it that is wild. Like that's wild. I just want to know how y'all
call you over at 2 a.m. He hungry for something.
This is true. Imagine that shit. Homie call you. Hold on. You on a honey pack. Why is your homeboy even on your mind to call your homeboy? You should be calling chick number 2 or 3 or 4. Like you should have a number of them lined up. If your mindset that night is
somebody on the corner before you call me.
Right. Go to where the clubs let out. Like, hey, Shaw, how you doing tonight? Something.
Jay, he said he waiting on you for the X-Men reviews. He said he
I thought he was waiting on Jay for the 2 a.m. thing. I was about to say, hold on now.
Jay's look tells it all. Disney tells it all.
They said,
Yeah,
nah,
all
don't
right,
you
bro.
love it? The disrespect.
That was next level disrespect. So this all
I ain't never
stemmed
seen
from just
in
the
my
thought process.
life.
And Suge, I want to get your answer on this. And Jared, I don't know if you answer, but you can answer this. Would y'all date or would you sleep with a lesbian? And if she said yeah, obviously you're just gonna smash. But if she said, hey, I gotta put something in you before you put something in me, would I think Jared already answered this. Jared said we throwing the hands up, we fighting. Suge, what do you think? Let me know where you stand on it. I just need to know.
Wait, well, I know for sure you have to be certain stipulations for that to happen. A certain race got to be.
If by that stipulation you mean he's got to be wasted beyond repair.
That's it.
That wouldn't even work if I was drunk like that.
Only thing that's going to me is a sip of this nice ice cold water. Ain't no other options.
Hey, Suge, I'm just asking a question.
I hit the feature. Booty's more important than food. Booty's more important than water.
My booty is more important than life.
Booty is more important than water. Yo.
Hey, look, everybody gonna be like Tom off the episode.
Whoa,
my booty belongs to me. You
sold
can't
you
have
out.
my booty.
Hold on. If who got cheeks,
if
what?
she has cheeks,
Wait.
she made.
If she has cheeks, I made what?
Huh?
She
You may give yours up.
Type what you clarify what you're saying. Because if I see a lesbian, she got fat ass. Yes, I'll try to hit it. Right? If I'm single, yes, I'll try to hit it. But if she say to me, she got to put something in first. Oh hell no! I'll fight her before I do. No.
Shallow knows you more than anybody else. So the fact that she's saying this, Reg, I need to worry about if that whole morph thing you was talking about earlier is a reflection of self.
No. See, she's saying that the only way I'm gonna mess with a lesbian is if she has a big booty. But she's not saying that if the lesbian wants to put something in me. She's not saying that because I won't allow that. She know that. She know that for a fact. She know. Listen,
be careful with words around here.
She said you playing head, shoulder, knees, and toes out here.
Hold on. My wife was trolling me one day, and I was walking in the house, and they've been doing this thing on TikTok where the women slap the man ass, right? She went to try that shit with me. I caught her hand. Like, that's how much I don't play.
See,
G,
the thing is,
we ain't doing
my
that.
wife already knew. Don't even think about it because I kill you by some shit like that. The fact that she even tried it mean there was a comfortability.
Yeah. So no. It means she watched too much social media, because that's what happened. Social media got people out of pocket. TikTok got people out of pocket. So she out of pocket on TikTok. She see them doing wild shit on TikTok. Huh?
The fact that it's on her mind means she sees something. She's trying to
groom you. It's on her mind because the whole TikTok was, she showed me the TikTok. The whole TikTok was the man always slapping the woman on the ass. Let's show him how it feels. I just wouldn't let it happen. Like, I just wouldn't let it happen.
Hey, Suge, don't do that, Suge. I almost broke character out here.
Hey, Suge, don't go there, cuz. We not doing that, G. We not doing that. In no way, shape, or form.
It is done.
In no way, shape, or form, sir. In no way, shape, or form. No, I do not, sir. In no way, shape, or form. And in case you missed it, she said that already. She already said that.
So you don't like a palm and rub or anything like that?
Don't go nowhere near my booty region. Don't go nowhere near it. Don't go nowhere near it.
If you do it enough, he'll get used to it. He'll let you do what you want to do.
No, hell no. Hell no. Now y'all about to get me out of character. Hell no. Hell no.
That's all I'm here for.
Hell no. My side about to come out clean.
Now I can see, listen, I can see, sure, don't take this the wrong way. I can see you getting a little too drunk and you meet the right lesbian and she pulled one over on you.
You said she's gonna get sloppy sledded.
She's gonna get too drunk and get slid in.
That slid in.
I'm just saying.
Suge,
I'm
I
just
don't
saying. You
think
know,
you can
sometimes
defend yourself adequately from that keyboard. I think you need to be you might need to get on video to defend yourself because
Exactly.
you,
Man. I was like, hold on now. This going
from
left
from
or
what I
right.
just heard, I
This
don't think your
going.
fingers gonna type that fast.
he said she could try, but she ain't gonna like what happens.
It look like
Hey.
it going like what happens. It might be broken English, but it look like she gonna like it.
Oh man. Oh man, listen. That was hilarious. We going on 2 hours. We are gonna get out of here before we hit that 2 hour mark. Hashtag no 2 hours. Right? Jay, you want to let the people know where they can find you?
Yes, sir. J6, type it in. It should be me on everything. TikTok before they banned it. Especially on YouTube, Twitch, whatever. Guess I can come up with. But going on a little bit of a hiatus right now. I will be back. Just kind of handling some personal stuff. But I will pop up in people's chats. LBHT, Uncle Hendo, the Road Pods, Regis channel. I might be a guest. I'm still be around, but as far as my own channel, you gotta take a break for a minute. But I will be back. Definitely.
Yeah, to answer Suge real quick. We started at 5:30 your time, 8:30 my time. Mr. Bazel, you want to let them know where they can find you, sir?
It's Ghost on YouTube. That's about it.
That's about it, huh? You got rid of all the other social media. You know why? Because you know people getting out of pocket on TikTok. So you got rid of it ahead of time. He said they out of pocket on TikTok. This gotta go. I respect
I
it.
wouldn't. I didn't even like TikTok. You convinced me to try it, and I was sick of it in about a week and a half.
Yeah, but you know what? It got you the numbers. I said it would get you immediately. So I was right.
Yeah, and then it was too much interaction with humans. There's too much interaction. Lord Jesus.
Yeah,
There could be robots for all you know.
I had 30 people I know sending me
he was
12 videos a day.
He just don't like dealing with a lot of people. Right? So all his friends or family friends got it. So they probably started sending him stuff. And then on top of that, you got the people in the comments when he's leaving the food reviews and all that. But it's been a fun conversation tonight. This is more towards what conversations will be looking like on Big Boy Talk, because this is where the show is heading from here on out.
Big Boy.
And we might end up having to have a conversation about the diddler and the people he's bringing down with him.
So is there going to be a big lesbian talk also, so they can rebuttal what you talk about on your show or something?
I don't know if there is one. Maybe that's something we Google, or we'll search it up on YouTube.
We might need to ask. We might need to ask, if a straight dude hit on you, would you have to go on him before he went on you? We don't have a lesbian here to ask. I kind of want to know what they would say.
So now let's go out. Let's do our research. Let's go find a channel. Let's find one, and maybe we invite him on the show. And maybe we had that conversation.
You invite them on the show.
Well, I'll invite him on the show. But I say we look for one because maybe you find somebody that I didn't find. Maybe somebody pops up in your searches that didn't pop up in mine. So one of y'all might have to introduce the conversation. You know what I mean? So if I find somebody, I introduce the conversation.
You want me to tell my wife I'm looking for women for Regis show and expect her to believe me?
No. You're not gonna look for random women. Look for somebody on YouTube. I said YouTube, not just out. Do I look like I would send you into suicide like that? I wouldn't send myself into suicide.
That's exactly why you send me or Jay.
That's not true. Jay is single. Jay can do whatever he wants.
Yeah, she said ask the neighbor. Hold on, what you know about the neighbor that we don't?
No, we do. We have a lesbian neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lesbian neighbor. We do.
How friendly are y'all?
She only speaks Spanish though. So I can't ask her anything.
Hey, there's a universal language when them lights go off.
Hey, listen, the only reason we know she's lesbian is because one, we see her with other females, but she be out there in her little scully jeans, saggy jeans, you know what I mean, baggy shirts, thugging it.
And not the
Oh, so
She looked the part.
she be lowering them pants enough so you can see some cheeks.
She looked the part. She ain't got no ass.
Oh, so you was looking.
Bro.
No, you can tell. You can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah.
Like me and my wife already had this conversation.
So both of y'all was looking.
We have conversations about everything we see. Yes, absolutely.
I like that shit. I do.
Sometimes you got to plead the fifth, Reg.
Hopefully I can find that one day.
A lesbian that y'all can talk about another girl's ass with?
I don't think. No. He just wants what he's saying is he wants a good relationship where him and his woman could talk about any and everything.
Oh, that's mandatory. I tell my wife, look, my wife is built bad as hell. I'm trying to tell you, but I need to see what other things are going by so I can adequately judge what I'm not missing.
Oh, here we go. Cut it out. Cut it out. I just had to look over at her on the couch and just tell her to cut it out. Cut it out.
Hold on. He said y'all were looking at that. First of all, he said y'all were looking at
this is why she's laughing. Look, this is why she's laughing. That's why I just looked at her and said, cut it out. Because the one thing she will do, and I'll tell y'all this in a heartbeat. The one thing she will do.
Point out a Joan, be like, what you think about that?
She does it all the time. She does it all the time. Hey, babe, you think she got a fat butt? She does it all the time. First off, I'm not dumb enough to answer. That's one. I'm not dumb enough to answer.
I'm petty, so I'm answering.
That's the only time I answer is when I want to be petty. But she'll also get in this chat and troll and say stuff and make stuff up that has never happened just to get a reaction.
You admitted to the foot long glizzy. You admitted to that.
She is no. I admitted to that. But she made up things about it. So she falsified parts of the story. And this is what she does.
It's right? sensationalizing.
To get that extra, she puts a little extra on it. Right? And she'll make shit up to put a little extra on it.
Did you put extra on the glizzy, extra relish or something? Extra chili cheese?
No, it was a chili cheese hot dog, sir.
Look, that's not mayonnaise on that hot dog.
It was a chili cheese hot dog. But yeah, I am a booty connoisseur. Listen, I tell her all the time, I'm a connoisseur of female booty. That's why she put that in there. I'm a connoisseur of female booty.
Every man should be.
I used to be, right? Because I used to be in the streets. I'm not in the streets no more.
So now you just look out from the house.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not in the streets no more. I'm not in the streets.
Hey, babe, look at that plane flying by.
I'm not feeling the streets. Even though, and both y'all can admit to this, even though when you get that fresh cut, when you first walk out the barber, a part of you be like, I'm for the streets.
Now, when you get
a party. That little devil be on your shoulder.
When I get that fresh cut, the first thing I gotta say, these hoes need me.
Let me put on the cape.
You know what I'm saying?
Get halfway down the street and just move it back.
I'm back. All day, every day. As soon as you get the fresh cut.
Speaking of that, I need my fresh twist tomorrow.
Tune in next episode. We're gonna have that conversation. How Ben act with a fresh cut, because we need to talk about it. And y'all need to know why.
Before I hopped on here, I was at a haircut appointment too, man. Like I said, when I first walked out, I ain't gonna lie. It was like the dudes was walking by to this the supermarket next to the barbershop. They were giving the look. I'm like, nah, I got you to do. But yeah, do the show.
Hey, listen. You get that fresh cut. That's one of the first places you go. You go to the grocery store. You go to Lowe's, Home Depot, because it's always single women in there looking to fix up their house. So you go to these places with your fresh cut, and you are essentially at that point shopping for booty.
Look, the best time to be a plumber or the pizza boy.
So, but B, get out of the chat, B. but we gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for coming through. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, tune in. Big Boy Talk is the way to go. This is where we're going from here on out. This will be the show for the channel and for the people. All right. We love y'all. Y'all can find me here on YouTube, Big Reg. Living Big with Big Reg for my store, Etsy.com. Go get you some merch. It's fire. Living Big with Big Reg on TikTok as well as X. So check me out. All right. We thank y'all for coming through, fellas. Thank y'all again for coming through. Had a great time. Everybody, stay blessed. Peace.